All right, let's dive right in, shall we? This deep dive is going to be all about getting the most out of life, really squeezing every last drop. And it was inspired by that motivational speaker's talk you sent
Oh,
over.
yeah, yeah.
Some really thought-provoking stuff to unpack here.
Absolutely. This speaker, they really want us to rethink how we see time and aging and how we can, make the most of both.
Okay, so first things first, we're working with one source here, a recording of this speaker's thoughts on, well, life and aging and going after your ideas. Our mission, if we choose to accept it, to boil down their wisdom and see what really clicks for you. You know what I mean? And trust me, some of this is pretty intense stuff. We're talking about like the real value of time and why someday is a trap, and how even solitary confinement, like being totally alone,
Yeah.
can be a source of growth if you have the right mindset.
It's really amazing how the speaker, they can take these like simple ideas and completely flip how we see them.
Yeah.
For example, they talk about how we always measure our lives against this 100 years mark.
Like it's a given.
Right, like we're all going to make it to 100.
Actually, yeah.
But in reality, that's just not how it works.
It's an illusion.
Totally. And they even show the story about a friend who died young, like way before hitting that supposed halfway point of 50. Really makes you think.
Right. Because we just don't know. Yeah.
Exactly. We don't know how much time we really have.
Makes you want to grab onto each day a little tighter.
Absolutely. It's like instead of focusing on this magic number, what if we just focused on making the most of every moment?
I mean, yeah, that kind of puts things in perspective, doesn't it? I don't know, does it make you feel like it's that sense of urgency? Or maybe just a deeper gratitude for what you have now?
Definitely makes you think. And speaking of challenging assumptions, the way this speaker talks about aging is so refreshing.
Oh, yeah.
They really push back against this idea that getting older automatically means decline.
It's so true. Think about it. How many times have we heard older people being, dismissed or even ridiculed? Like they face these stereotypes that totally limit their potential.
And to really show this, the speaker brings up Bruce Lee and Heath Ledger.
Okay. Yeah.
Imagine all the amazing work they could have created if they'd lived longer lives.
Bruce Lee, man, what a legend.
He was only 32 when he died, but he completely changed martial arts and action cinema.
Such a short time, yeah.
Exactly. And Heath Ledger, his performance as the Joker, it was transformative.
Absolutely.
And you're left wondering, what other brilliance could he have given us?
It's heartbreaking to think about all that potential, all that's lost when we buy into these ideas about aging.
Yeah.
Do we really want to limit ourselves, by believing that our best years are behind us?
That's the question, isn't it? Like, are we holding ourselves back by accepting these limitations?
Good question.
Yeah.
Really good question.
Makes you think.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's like we've all been told aging equals fading away, but this speaker, they're like, nope, think different. Like, focus on living well, not just long,
Totally. It's not about how many years you rack up. It's about what you do with them.
Right. And to make this point really hit home, they use this thought experiment about solitary confinement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like imagine being totally isolated, no contact with the outside world.
That sounds rough.
But their point is that even in that situation, someone who's focused on growth, they could still thrive.
At first, that sounds kind of crazy, but
Yeah, but when you think about it,
it makes sense.
it really does. It shows that our mindset, our inner drive, is just as important as anything else.
So it's not about the situation. It's about how you react to it.
Exactly. And they even give examples of like prisoners of war people facing unimaginable conditions.
Oh, yeah.
But many of them found ways to be resilient, learn new skills, even keep a sense of purpose.
That's incredible, the human spirit,
It really is. And that resilience, it ties right into this idea of taking action consistently, like every single day.
Even if it seems small.
Exactly, even if it seems insignificant.
Because all those little actions, they add up over time, right?
Right, it's like planting seeds. You might not see the results right away, but with consistent effort, those seeds will sprout and grow.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Or think of it like laying the foundation for a building. Each brick might seem small on its own,
Yeah, yeah.
but together they create something strong, something much bigger.
No more excuses.
Mm-hmm.
What's one thing you can start doing today to build towards that skill, that relationship, that dream?
You've been putting off.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be huge. Just a
Yeah.
small step in the right direction.
That's a great question to ask yourself. And speaking of power, the speaker also gets into this really fascinating idea about the importance of acting on our ideas.
Okay.
Because matter and energy are actually interchangeable.
Okay, now that's where I get a little lost. I'm no physicist.
Yeah, it's a mind-blowing concept, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like your thoughts and ideas, they have this real tangible energy.
Hmm.
And if you don't act on them, that energy just dissipates or gets lost.
Or even worse, someone else takes your idea and runs with it. Like you have this brilliant idea, and then you see someone else succeeding with something similar.
Oh, tell me about it.
Talk about a missed opportunity.
Exactly. It's definitely a push to take action, but it also brings up this whole idea of stealing versus building on existing ideas.
Oh, yeah.
Like, think about Kentucky Fried Chicken, the telephone Ford cars.
They weren't exactly brand new concepts.
Right. They took existing ideas and they refined them, made them their own.
Like taking the best parts and making them even better.
Exactly. So the speaker's point is that it's not always about coming up with something completely original.
Mm.
It's about recognizing the potential in what's already out there and then taking action, making your own unique contribution.
And they've really emphasized this, like, you'll regret it if you hold back.
It's like they're saying the world needs your unique perspective, your talents, your ideas. Imagine the impact you could have if you just went for it.
Yeah, it's like a challenge, right? Like put yourself out there. And we all have those ideas, right? The ones that just keep coming back.
Oh, yeah.
But we just haven't found the courage or the time.
Exactly. It's like those ideas are whispering to us.
Yeah, begging to be let out.
Right. And instead of letting them fade away, what if we just took that first step?
Hmm.
You know, that's what the speaker's all about. It's about realizing we have the power to change our own lives and contribute to the world.
Make a difference.
Yeah. So to wrap things up, let's recap what we've learned today.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
We talked about really appreciating time
Yeah.
and challenging those ideas about aging that society throws at us.
Like we're not defined by our age. Or...
Exactly. And most importantly, we talked about taking action on those ideas. We have those little whispers in our minds.
No more waiting for someday.
Right. And to leave you with something to think about, I want to ask you this. What's one idea that's been, nagging at you? That one you just can't shake?
The one that keeps you up at night.
Yeah. What's one small step, even something tiny, that you can take this week?
That's a week, yeah.
To move towards making that idea real?
That's a great question to really sit with.
It doesn't have to be huge.
Just a little nudge, right? Get the ball rolling.
Exactly, because that tiny step
Could lead to something big.
Exactly. You never know. Remember, your contribution matters.
Yeah, don't underestimate yourself.
The world's waiting to see what you've got.
So go out there and make it happen. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next time.